welcome to UJIA's Hanukkah event. Happy Hanukkah and thank you so much for joining us this evening. We are honoured to have you at our first UJIA event of the year, albeit virtually, but hopefully throughout 2021 we'll be able to get together and welcome you at our events in person.
You might know UJIA from the epic Purim parties we put on every year, but like with everything, this year's going to be slightly different. Don't worry, we'll find a way at some point to get back together partying soon, but for now we're focusing on UJIA's 100th year celebration, and through our events starting tonight, we're going to give you a little bit more insight into what the money you help us raise is going towards.
While it would take too long to take you through all of our UJIA's incredible projects, for those that don't know, UJIA's vision is a strong British Jewry with a lifelong connection to Israel. Our job as young UJIA is to bring you all on our journey of creating informed and confident Jews who are inspired by Israel. The events we put on, including tonight, all raise money for vital projects that keep us connected to Israel, as well as supporting those who live in Israel and need our help the most.
Whether it's supporting vulnerable children in northern Israel, paying for a disadvantaged British student to go on Israel tour, helping Israelis with learning disabilities get access to the education they need, and so much more, the UJIA works tirelessly to build connections and in turn forms a massive part of our identities as British Jews who support Israel.
The money we're raising tonight from the tickets that you have purchased is going towards programmes like the Amazing Equaliser project. The Equaliser programme's guiding principle is simple: put children in a supportive after-school framework where they can stay out of trouble. Often, this involves putting them in a good team in exchange for them attending academic support classes after school.
So like many programmes, UJIA support is not just for Jewish people in Israel to benefit from. The Equaliser project is actually made up of Jewish Israeli teams, Arab Israeli teams, and some football teams which are mixed. And thanks to your support tonight, these young children from deprived backgrounds will get access to sports kits and footballs so they can stay on the right path. We can't wait to hear from the project's founders, Liran, later on in the show.
So I am Ronit Davis. I am the Israel Engagement Manager at UJ in the Israel office. And I am here today with one of our very incredible and talented partners, Liran Gerassi. He is the founder of the Equaliser program, which is an after-school mentorship program for youth at risk and kids in the periphery that sort of focuses or hones in on what we like to consider the national sport here in Israel, football, and after-school academic support. And today I'm going to sort of be in conversation with him. So hi, Liran. To start off, it would be great if you could tell us a little bit about what the catalyst or impetus was for creating the Equaliser program.
Yeah. Hi, good evening, Ronit. How are you?
Good, thanks. Good to see you.
So yeah, as you said, the Equaliser is a program of after-school activities based on the sports that we love, which is football. We're not good at it, but we love it. So kids in Israel love football, and many of them, especially in the, let's say, in the social periphery of Israel or the marginalized communities, do not get the chance to participate in a football club, in a football team, or some even like after school program related to football, which brings me back 12 years ago to when I was a student at the Hebrew University of Jerusalem, and during my studies I volunteered in some community center in Jerusalem with immigrants, mainly from Ethiopia, but also from the ex-Soviet Union countries, teaching them Hebrew. And while I was volunteering with the adults, I every time I went out of the community center, I saw the kids of the same people I volunteered with, and they were just, lost. They didn't participate in any program or any like football club or something like that. So they were drinking alcohol and smoking things and doing bad stuff. So I decided, as part of my volunteering, I decided to start a football team for them. I managed to convince them I'm a football coach, even though I'm not. Yeah, somehow they believed me. And but then I told them, look, I'm a very good football coach, but I don't care about football. I want you to be good students and to behave well and to become, decent human beings and citizens for Israel. So they said, okay, what do you want us to do? I told them I will have a training session, a football practice with you twice a week, but one more time each week I will come here to the community center and have like a study session or study center with you, help you with your homework, with my friends from university, and prepare for exams and everything you need. At first they said, no, we don't want it. We want football. We don't want another studying program. But then I managed to convince them. I guess I'm good with convincing people. I managed because, they didn't have anything else, any alternative of
Yeah.
school. So they were convinced. And we started it, and it was so amazing for the children that they came regularly, and they improved everything. They improved their football skills, but they also improved their behavior. Sorry, and they I know that they improved their studies because somehow the teachers got my phone number and started calling me. At first, I thought they were angry at me. Why are you taking our children and doing things we did not allow you to do? But then I understood that they started calling me to tell me this kid has trouble with math, so you should work with him on pages 42, 43. This other kid has problem with Hebrew, for example. And
Amazing.
then, so the first team, we managed to make a collaboration with the school in Jerusalem. So the program was related to school. And all of a sudden, I got some phone calls from other schools telling me, look, our children need the same help. So can you make the same team, start the same team here in our school? So that's how it spreaded and expanded. And we had, after 3 years, we already operated, my friends and I voluntarily. We had 24 teams
Amazing.
in Jerusalem, in schools in Jerusalem, and then it expanded outside of Jerusalem as well. So,
Well, I mean, now we have the privilege, obviously, of working with you primarily in the Galil, but you are all over Israel. I have just like one very quick follow-up question, which is, are you actually any good at football?
well, it depends on who you ask. If you ask my daughters, I'm the best, but they're 5 and 3 years old, so they think I'm the best player in the world. But I'm okay. I would say I'm okay in an Israeli perspective, because if I would come and play even in the non-leagues in in the UK, I would probably, I don't want to use the word, but
We won't
yeah.
hold it against you. We won't hold it against you.
Thanks.
But could you sort of like, I'd love to get to know, or for you to tell everyone that's sort of watching right now a little bit about where the organization is today. I obviously have had the privilege of embarrassing myself on a couple football pitches with some of the incredible kids you work with. But tell us a little bit about sort of everything that happens at the Equalizer today.
Yeah, so after we became pretty big and I'd say well known in Jerusalem, we started expanding outside of Jerusalem. At first to the desert area of Israel, the south, the Negev area, and then to the central area, Tel Aviv and Jaffa and this area. And then at first came the British embassy in Israel and told us, look, we have some organization, in the UK that would like to be a partner and help you, but you need to go work up north with the program. And that was, of course, the UJIA. And then it was like an exponential expansion for us, because UJIA not only invested in starting new teams in new schools in the north, in the Galilee area, but also helped us and supported our capacity building. So we became more capable of even raising funds and managing our reports and everything and our finances. So we managed to grow, and to not only grow by the number of teams, but also by the number of managing staff and the ability to recruit new volunteers or train new employees, which improved highly. So we ended the last season, the last school year, with approximately 400 schools across the country. We also started a girls program, separated from the equalizer. It's called Boatot. So the women empowerment also get a big share of our attention. Yeah.
Amazing. Amazing. Yeah, well, I've had the privilege of the last few summers of working with some of your coaches, and I actually think that you, of many of the organizations and nonprofits in Israel, are putting out some of the best online content for keeping kids active today. I think it's been such a challenge, especially during Corona. So, sort of to finish off, a little teaser. Why football is the activity for getting kids interested and invested and engaged and committed to schoolwork?
Okay, so first of all, I can say I had like a spoiler about it. I knew it will work because I was such a kid. I was this kid who did not behave well, and mainly I wasn't studying at all during my high school period. I didn't do anything related to studies, but I played football, and people helped me because I was a good player. Okay, so I got some help in my preparing for exams and everything, thanks to my football abilities. And I knew that football, but not only football, by the way, but also basketball, sport in general, changed my life, and it got me where I am today. Clearly, football got me where I am today, as you know. So I knew that football will be the incentive. Football practices, football tournaments, football matches will be the incentive that will make those kids from the beginning of my story, to come and do their homework and advance in their studies and make progress as human beings. So that's why I chose football from the beginning.
Incredible. Well, I feel like I missed out on something in school, which is how I found myself doing this job now, so I can catch up on the pitch. Thank you so much, Liran, for joining us and talking to me. It's always good to see you.
Now to introduce Liran from the Equalizer Project, who will be leading us in lighting the Hanukkah candles tonight. So get your Hanukkahs ready, your shamash at the go, and let's do this all together for the fourth night of Hanukkah.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם אשר קידשנו למצוותיו וציוונו להדליק נר חנוכה. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם שעשה ניסים לאבותינו בימים ההם בזמן הזה. חנוכה שמח.